The lost light, then.
Oh, ore. Look at you, look at you. Brainstorm told me to expect the worst, but what a ridiculous way to die. After all we've been through, escaping Hell's Point, braving the Crucible, surviving Babu Yar, welding Prowl's hands together for a joke, you end up getting killed by an engine block. And where does that leave me? What am I supposed to do now? I'm a walking misnomer, the world's only duobot. Here, let me mark your passing the traditional way, with a vial of innermost energon. As the saying goes, you flare, you flicker, you fade. Yeah, and the world's a darker place without you, buddy. Now hold still while I tidy away your personal effects. Delete your last call, and look for the tracer that you were supposed to attach to the engines. Ah, there it is. Must have rolled. What the?
The lost light, now.
I think there's a Sparkeater on board. Rodimus.
Liars A to D Part 3. The Chaos of Warm Things. Nickel, iron, cobalt, chrome. He'll eat your soul, turn your spark to stone. Nickel, iron, cobalt, chrome. Run, little robot, run away home.
Did you hear me? I said there's a Sparkeater on board.
Cool. Listen up, everyone. There's been a bit of an incident on the lower decks. Nothing to worry about, but as a precaution, I'd like everyone to pair off, find a habitation suite, and wait inside until I give the all clear. Everyone, that is, except Ratchet, Trailbreaker, and Chrome Dome. You three are with me. Just a precautionary measure, in response to something absolutely unremarkable and actually quite boring. But if anyone here does happen to carry industrial-strength energy dampeners or turn into a nullification booth, who is able to generate level 9 containment fields, then hey, feel free to tag along. So, till all are one.
Give them 5 minutes to find a hab suite, then lock them in.
Lock them in? You think they'll disobey orders?
I would, if I was them.
Chrome Dome! Wait up! I'm coming with you!
You sure? Could be dangerous, Rewind.
I know. That's why I'm coming with you.
Sorry, can anyone give me a hand? I seem to be stuck. Cyclonus! At last, someone I recognize! Do you think you could just... hello? Cyclonus? Cyclonus?
The lower decks.
I didn't think they were real. I thought they were like the Shimmer or the Necrobot or the Seething Moon.
People are afraid to believe. Sparkeaters, cybervores, soul snatchers, the nightmare with 1,000 names.
Yeah, but has anyone actually seen one before?
I once arrested a Decepticon who thought he was a Sparkeater. He called himself the Dark Assassin, Devourer of Souls, and Propagator of Infinite Sin. His real name was Blip.
I've got 29 seconds of grainy footage that's supposed to show a Sparkeater attacking the Gimlet facility on Varus Centralis. Varus or Varus? One of the two. Maybe Varus? You know, it could actually be—
Enough! Enough prattle. Has everyone forgotten about the dead duobot?
Or. That's his— I think his name's Or.
All of you. You're so quick to blame the boogeyman. Yes, this Autobot has suffered massive internal trauma, but in my line of work, that's not unusual.
Okay, then explain this. A brain module sitting outside a body without a head wound. Now, I'm no doctor, but that strikes me as intensely wrong.
Whoa, two questions. One, are we saying he vomited up his own brain? And two, can I please go home now?
It's Rossum's Trinity, isn't it? The spark, the brain module, and the transformation cog are interlinked. Damage to one can cause the others to shut down. Sparkeater paralyzed him by disconnecting his brain module, but wanted to preserve the integrity of the spark.
Blah, 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 blah. Here's a novel suggestion. Why doesn't everyone stop talking and let me inspect the body? Okay, so it is a Sparkeater, if that's what you want to call it. Technically, it's a Robocarnivorous entity, a techno-parasite that invades a host and then sustains itself by feeding off
sentience itself.
For the record, Drift, don't ever finish my sentences.
I'd like a second opinion. Chrome Dome?
And there was me thinking you invited me along for my dry wit. Ratchet, could you put his brain back in his head? With corpses, I prefer to go through the eye sockets.
I cannot begin to tell you what's wrong with that sentence.
What the hell is he doing?
Something stupid. Something he promised he'd give up. He's well, technically he's a neurosurgeon, a neuroscientist who specializes in memory.
Oh, Nemo with an M. 'Cause when you say it out loud, it sounds like... Anyway.
I don't quite get the science of it, but he knows the brain so intimately that he's able to read memories and other stuff too. Stuff we don't talk about.
But Or's dead. A big red slab of dead.
Which makes this tricky. I might only be able to access the last few moments. See, after they die, the details tend to get a little sketchy.
Upstairs.
There, up ahead. A room just for us.
What are you looking at?
Oh, now this is really nice. There's a little workstation and a nice big monitor screen and a space for our alt modes. Now, who's going to have the recharge slab by the window?
I can't see a thing in here. Are you sure this is a habitation suite, Swerve?
Hey, my navigation skills are second to none. I once tiptoed across the Midius Plateau without... Ow!
Wait, I think I've found the lights.
You know what, Skids? This isn't a habitation suite. This is better. This is a bar! Oh man, an NGEX distillery! Maybe I could... I mean, there's no reason why I couldn't. See, I always wanted a place like this. Me and Blur, before the war, and we had this plan. After he'd retired from racing, we were going to open up a bar, and... yeah, I was going to synthesize the drinks, and he was going to do the music, and it was going to be perfect. Anyway, stupid really, stupid. Hey, what are you doing?
What, this? This thing with the ceiling? This is called escaping. They've locked us in. I could blast my way out, but knowing Ultra Magnus, that's probably punishable by death, and then more death.
But Rodimus ordered us to stay put.
Yeah, see, me and Orders, we had a bit of a falling out. We're not really on speaking terms. So when I'm told to wait in my room, well, I kinda have to do the opposite. Must admit, I had you pegged as a fellow rule breaker.
Me? No, I'm all mouth. My nickname at the academy was Shut the Hell Up.
The thing is, Swerve, I've got these gaps in my head. I can't remember the last, 6 months. And there's this bigger gap from way, way back. A huge portion of my life is missing.
Oh, so climbing into the ceiling is your way of... Nope, still don't get it.
Until the gaps are filled, I don't know who I am. Not really. Not completely. And right now I kinda like that. It means I can make it up as I go along. It means I've got an excuse.
You're find it easier if you put the gun down.
Hey, do you listen to much music?
Not really. Why?
Doesn't matter. Skids and Swerve. That does sound pretty cool.
Chrome The worse the death, the more painful the memories. First thing you ever said to me.
What did you see, Chrome Dome? Was it a Sparkeater?
Well, if by Sparkeater you mean freaky, mad-eyed psychopath who floats above the ground with half his head missing and dead souls in his guts, then, yeah, I'd say we've got a positive ID.
Okay, that's bad.
How bad? On a scale of 1 to Megatron.
It's in its resurgence phase, or was its first proper feed in a long, long time. Now that it's rediscovered its taste for fresh sparks, it won't be so delicate.
This is a dark and troubling omen. Sparkeaters are drawn to pain and emotional trauma. I don't know what the neutrals were up to, but horrific things must have happened on this ship. We're being punished.
With all due respect, Drift, I don't think I've ever heard such a load of—
Shock! I said or, I meant Shock. His name's Shock. Sorry, everyone.
Okay, let's find this thing. Magnus has sealed all the interior doors, so it'll be confined to the corridors.
It'll be disoriented after gorging itself. Once it finds its bearings, it'll go after the brightest spark. It sounds like it's carrying semi-digested sparks, so best not to shoot at it. Containment is key.
Split into teams and scour the upper decks. Drift and I will stay here and try to find out how the neutrals kept it trapped for so long.
You're not coming with us?
No need. It'll come back here, and I'll be waiting.
And you're sure of this because?
Because Ratchet said it would go after the brightest— Look, I've just got a hunch, okay?
Upstairs.
Whirl? Whirl! Let me in! This isn't funny! If they catch me out here, they'll think I'm disobeying orders again! I'm already in trouble for lying to get onto the ethics committee. Wait. I thought I heard something.
Animus! The door's been auto-locked. Honestly, I mean, I was ignoring him at first, but... Animus? You still there? Hey, Sparky! If there's one thing I can't stand, it's a messy eater.
No!
It's Trailbreaker, the one-trick pony, here to spoil the fun.
If your missiles had connected with an unprotected spark, you could have destroyed half the ship.
Which half?
Guys, I can't hold this force field much longer. Sorry. It felt like my spark was burning through my chest.
The Sparkeater's gone. It's running. No, it's hunting. It's found the brightest spark. But it's headed west, towards the munitions store. There's only one actual room down there. Rung's office.
There. Perfect. Come here, eyebrows.
So, yeah, 6 million years later, here I am, trying to work out what I missed.
You missed a war between the Autobots and the Decepticons.
The who and the who?
I missed it too.
Wait, a war that lasted 6 million years?
More or less.
Who won?
It depends who you ask. As I understand it, both sides wanted change. They just disagreed over the nature, scale, and purpose. One side rose up against a corrupt Senate and sought to emancipate the people. The other side, while superficially opposed to the ruling elite, were terrified of revolution. They wanted an orderly transition from one system of government to another, provided they remained in control, of course. One side swept across the planet, liberating province after province. The inhabitants were expected to help their liberators overthrow the old order. The other side saw this as an act of coercion and vowed to kill the uprising. The Senate fell, but the war continued. The Autobots and the Decepticons. I wonder, Tailgate, if you'd been there at the time, if you'd heard the call to arms and watched the recruitment rallies and seen the training camps and the branding ceremonies, if you'd been there at the time, on which side would you have fought?
Thanks for the save. How did you know I was in trouble?
The terrified screams kinda gave it away. And I don't want to panic you further, but that thing is right behind us.
I've got an incoming message.
It's Rung, right? Ultra Magnus says you might have a Sparkeater on your tail. In which case, I'm sorry. We thought everyone would be safe in their rooms, but it seems the Hab Suite doors are a lot thinner than the ones down here. The engine rooms have reinforced walls. We think the neutrals managed to trap the Sparkeater and feed it turbo foxes to keep it docile. Listen, Rung, I need you to do something for me. I need you to head down here, to the engine rooms, and bring that Sparkeater with you. I'll be waiting. Don't worry, I've got a plan. And it's a cracker.
Congratulations. How does it feel to be used as bait? Okay, so the quickest way to the engine rooms is down the elevator shaft.
How come you get a grappling hook and all I get is a thumb with a microphone in it?
A thumb with it? Wow. No wonder our friend is so interested in you. Speaking of which, it's time we made a move. Engine rooms.
What's going on? It's skids, right? We all thought you were
Just take us to the damn engine rooms. Go, go!
But Brainstorm's trapped.
Then I'm sorry. He's already dead.
No, please, don't! I'm too smart to die. Huh? It's gone.
Run! Over here!
Hey!
I'm sorry. What I'm about to do isn't very pleasant.
Rodimus, please! I must protest. You're hurting me.
Can you hear me, Perceptor?
The bridge.
Yes, the intercom's picking you up loud and clear. I've shielded the thrusters like you asked, but this plan of yours, I want to place on record my severe reservations.
Duly noted and ignored. Now get ready. Hurry up, Ugly. Your dinner's getting cold feet. Now, Perceptor! Now!
Initiating quantum jump.
Wow. That was just... wow.
And I thought I was the risk taker.
First rule of interstellar travel. Never stand next to a quantum generator when it's about to flout the laws of nature.
Metabay. Later.
How are the arms?
Good as new. Actually, they are new. Roger rebuilt them from scratch.
Rodimus, what you did
Hey, don't mention it. You know what they say? No guts, no glory.
was completely unacceptable. If you want to put your own life at risk, go ahead. But using wrong like that.
Are you lecturing me? Is this a lecture?
No. This is me telling you something that no one else will. Certainly not Drift. He looks at you in awe, as if you're some kind of... I don't know.
Remember who you're talking to. While you're on this ship, you answer to me, not the other way around. Are we clear about that? Not the other way around.
There, some scrap metal had found its way into your transformation cog. Don't know how I missed it the first time.
Doc? I know the war's over and everything, but I've been hearing about what happened. about how people took sides and about how, even now, even when it shouldn't, your allegiance matters. And I've made a decision. I want to be a Decepticon.